Let's try to solve this question. So in this question, it's been asked that a hydrated salt contains copper is equals to 25.50%, sulfur 12.90%, oxygen 25.60%, and the remaining percentage is water of crystallization. So calculate the empirical formula of the salt. Okay, so they are asking us to calculate the empirical formula of the salt, but there is a little trick hidden over here in this question, which is the remaining percentage is water of crystallization. Now, till now, in the slot of the element, when we make the table, in the slot of element, we always put the element like copper, sulfur, oxygen. But this time, instead of element, I will add the H2O. Okay, and let's see how do we solve this question. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, let's say the hydrated salt. Hydrated salt means the salt is containing water of crystallization. Okay, like we have seen before, the ZnSO4.7H2O. Okay, so this is water of crystallization, and this salt is called the hydrated salt. If there is no water of crystallization, this salt is called anhydrous salt. Okay, let's start tense question. So as we want to calculate the empirical formula, what do we gonna do? We're gonna form the table, where the first part of the table is element, then percentage composition, third atomic weight, then relative number of atoms, and the last is simplest or simple ratio. Okay, it has to be whole number. If it is not the whole number, then definitely we have to make it whole number. So let's solve it. So first element is copper, second element is sulfur, then we have oxygen, and then we have H2O. Okay, now copper is given, percentage of copper is given as 25.50%. Okay, 25.50%. So 25.50%. Then sulfur is given as 12.90%. Oxygen is given 25.60%, and they are saying that whatever the remains is percentage of hydrogen. So basically, when we subtract 25.50, 12.90 and 25.60 from the 100, we get the answer is equals to 36. Okay, so what percentage remaining is nothing but the 36%, which is the percentage composition of H2O, and this H2O is water of crystallization. Okay, now we're talking about the atomic weights. Copper's atomic weight is given, which is 64, sulfur is given is 32, oxygen is given 16. Now water is not given, but we know the formula of water, H2O, hydrogen 2 into 1 and 1 oxygen, which is 16. Then that means the overall molecular weight of the H2O is 18, but in the place of atomic weight, we're gonna put it like a 18. Now we have to calculate the relative number of atoms. Okay, now how do we get the relative number of atoms? By dividing percentage composition by atomic weight. So when I subtract 25.50 by 64, I get the answer is equals to 0.398. Now when I subtract 12.90 by 32, I get the answer is equals to 0.403. And the same point of time, when I subtract 25.60 by 16, I get the answer is equals to 1.6. And at the end, when I subtract 36 by 18, I get the answer is equals to 2. Now we all know then once we calculate the relative number of atoms, we have to select the smallest number available. Okay, smallest number possible. So over here it is 0.398. That means we're gonna divide all the relative number of atoms calculated by 0.398 in the section of simplest ratio. So first 0.398 divided by 0.398 gonna be equal to 1. Then 0.403 divided by 0.398 is gonna be equal to 1.01, which is roughly equal to 1 again. Now when we divide 1.6 by 0.398, it is gonna be equal to 4.020, which is roughly again equal to 4. And at the end, okay, I have fumbled somewhere. Okay, there we go, this is correct. Okay, now at the end, when we subtract 2 by 0.398, we get the answer is equals to 5.025, which is again roughly equal to 5. Okay, so simplest whole number ratio for the copper, sulfur, oxygen and hydrogen, or sorry, water, is equals to 1, 2, 4 and 5 respectively. Okay, so hereby we can say the copper is to sulfur is to oxygen is to water of crystallization ratio are equal to 1 is to 1 is to 4 is to 5. That means I can write these all number are simplest whole number ratio, simple whole number ratio. That means I can write down my empirical formula. I can write down my empirical formula as CuSO4.5H2O. CuSO4.5H2O. This 5H2O are my water of crystallization and this is my salt. Okay, so together this is my hydrated salt. So as it was asked in this question that hydrated salt contains copper, sulfur and oxygen in the percentage composition 25 or 50, 12.90 and 25.60. and the remaining percentage is water of crystallization. From that we calculated the compound empirical formula of the compound as CuSO4.5H2O. Now one more suggestion over here would be that do not separate this hydrogen and water percentage. Okay, consider it as a one element only and consider its percentage composition, atomic weight, okay, molecular weight is atomic weight, and solve. Then it would be easier if you try to separate the hydrogen percentage and if you try to separate the oxygen percentage and then you try to calculate like element weight, it is not gonna be. Definitely first time it looks little bit stranger, but eventually it becomes simple. It's like sometime we're gonna learn something new, so this is the time. So whenever comes question like this, you have to follow this trick over here and not separating the hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, I hope you understand. If you still have any doubt regarding this question or any other, you can comment your doubt in the comment section and we'll try to make a dedicated video towards your doubt. I hope you understand.